Hello, hello, hello. How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to another Watch with Nordic live commentary stream. We are back here yet again, commentating Game 3 of 4 on the day. And this one is the Montreal Canadiens and the Tampa Bay Lightning. Round 1, Game 4 here of this playoff series. It should be a fun one. Montreal won Game 3 in overtime, and they're looking to get a stronghold here on this series and take a 3-1 series lead. Thank you all for tuning in. Subscribe down below. I greatly appreciate it. Coverage begins now. Tampa Bay picks it up now in their own zone. Yanni Gourde will regroup here now in the Tampa Bay end. Over then for Gage Gonzalez. Gonzalez will loop around the right side. Up top. Shot from Gourde goes wide as well. Down low now in the corner. Gourde battling for that puck with Cirelli. Down low now in the corner. Lane Hudson trying to play it to center. 3-on-2. Kapanen to Hudson, who will dump it down low into the Tampa Bay zone. Gourde, cross ice pass then to Gonzalez. Tampa will move it through the zone with speed. Gonzalez tied up now by Struble. Puck is cleared back to center. Bjorkstrand fighting now with Gonzalez. Puck is cleared back down low into the Montreal zone. Lane Hudson will look for options. Hudson off the boards then, intercepted by the Bolts. And dumped into the zone there by McDonough. Jakub Dobeš will play it back around the right side then. Dominic James fighting alongside Boldu. Down low now, pass in front, broken up there by Montreal. Here's Crozier, a shot, that one is blocked. Montreal gets it back now, they'll regroup at center. Intercept by James. Dominic James carries it into the zone, drops it back then. Here's Gensel. Gensel loops around up top. Shot on there goes wide of Dobeš. James to Chernak. And the shot goes wide. Zach Boldu will bank it off the boards to center. Getting it back then. Down low is Eric Chernak. Battling for now on the right side. Chernak cross ice pass to Ryan McDonough. Shots are 3-0 here in favor of Tampa Bay. Those who are just joining us, welcome. Yanni Gourde battling for it down low with Arbor Jacki. Arbor Jacki will backhand this one to center. Here's Cole Caulfield into the zone. Caulfield, a shot denied by Vasilevsky with 13:20 to go in this opening period. We are still scoreless here in Game 4. Some good chances for Tampa Bay on their power play, but they could not convert. And Cole Caulfield with a good opportunity as well. It is 3-1, or it is scoreless through about 7 minutes of play. All right. Jersey swap coming. Thank you all for tuning in. I greatly appreciate it. Subscribe down below if you're new. Like the stream as well. It helps out with the engagement, brings more people into the wonderful commentary. Setting up the jerseys here, as you guys tell me to do every single time. All right, let's do this real quick. There we go. There we go. All right, now you can see them perfectly. Thank you all for tuning in. I greatly appreciate it. Like the stream down below. If you're just now joining us, welcome everybody to the commentary. It is round 1, game 4 between the Tampa Bay Lightning and the Montreal Canadiens. It's the third game we are commentating today, as the Avalanche are about to advance to the second round and defeat the LA Kings. Anze Kopitar, his career is coming to a close today. Go Habs, go. Love to hear that. Appreciate all your guys' support here on the commentaries this week. It's been a fun week of commentating, of course. As always, you guys always bring it out to the streams, and it's very much so greatly appreciated. We'll be live later on tonight for Ducks and Oilers too. All right. 13:20 left to go in the first period. It's a scoreless hockey game here still from Montreal. Face-off coming up in the Tampa Bay zone. It's Philip Denault versus Anthony Cirelli. The face-off is won back by Montreal. Struble, a shot. Saved by Vasilevsky, rebounds there and cleared away. Struble keeps it in then for the Habs. McDonough will dump it off the boards and back to center. Struble will chip it back down low into the Tampa Bay end. McDonough fighting now with Evans. Grabbed back then by Tampa Bay, who will dump it all the way back down into the Montreal zone. Behind the net then, Arbor Xhekaj will get it back for Montreal. Xhekaj, pass in front, is broken up there. Anderson gets it back to center. Anderson, he's got Denault. Saucer pass in there on Vasilevsky. He will make the save. And a penalty coming up here against Tampa. And they're going to get Crozier for a high-sticking penalty. And Montreal will get their first power play of the game. So Tampa Bay previously had the power play earlier in the game for too many men. Now Montreal will get their opportunity on the man advantage. Face-off coming up now in the Tampa Bay zone. Face-off again now in the Tampa Bay end. Cirelli versus Suzuki. Face-off is a tie-up, then one back by Montreal. Caulfield down low then for Slavkovsky. Ivan Demidov up top then Hudson. Hudson to Demidov. Demidov waits. Suzuki in front. And that one goes wide. Caulfield back in the corner then for Brandon Hagel. He'll move it through center. Hudson. Cross ice pass then to Demidov. Demidov into the zone back to Slavkovsky. Slavkovsky battling for now with Chernak. Hagel up top does it. Cross pass to Demidov. He doesn't fire it just yet. He'll try and get around Cirelli. Demidov up top to Hudson. Hudson down low to Demidov. Pass in front to Slavkovsky. Slavkovsky below the line. Slav to Demidov. Up top now Hudson. Hudson a shot. Saved by Vasilevsky. Everyone's there. Denied. Great stop by Vasilevsky. Demidov back over then for Slavkovsky. In the corner now, Suzuki to Hudson. Hudson to Demidov. And that one's wide. Caulfield battling forward down low in the corner with Chernak. Suzuki's there as well and cleared down the other way by Tampa. Halfway through the power play, Hudson back to Caulfield. Caulfield to Slavkovsky. Slavkovsky sneaks in, shoots it, saved by Vasilevsky. Montreal, man, they can move on this power play. They are phenomenal when they move that puck. Shots now 5-3 in favor of the Habs. The Colorado Avalanche have officially advanced to the second round. The final score of that game is 5-1. Anze Kopitar's career comes to a faithful end. We'll talk about him a little bit in the intermission. Here's Gord versus Newhook. Lilleberg versus Texier. Kirby Dach will steal it back and backhand it up top then to Zach Bolduc. Bolduc dumps it around then behind the net. Texier on the right side fighting with Gord. Kirby Dach back in the corner then for Lilleberg. Moser back to Gergensons. Hit down low there by Evans. Tampa Bay will dump it all the way back down into the Montreal zone. Matheson is cross-checked into the corner, and that will be a penalty against Tampa. With 10:50 to go, they'll get 12 seconds of 5-on-3 time, followed by another power play. Uh-oh. That's not good for Tampa. Letting Montreal get all that power play time, I don't know. And it's Yanni Gord for the cross-check on Mike Matheson. So a 5-on-3 followed by another 5-on-4 here for a little bit. Face off here now in the Tampa Bay zone. It'll be Suzuki and that top power play out there yet again. Face off is won by Montreal. Suzuki up top to Hudson. Hudson the Caulfield to drive. And that one goes wide. Back into the Montreal zone. Hudson gets it back. Lane Hudson will move it through center for the Habs. Hudson will drop it back then for Suzuki. Suzuki into the zone. Pass up top then Hudson. Cross-ice pass to Demidov. Ivan Demidov. Trying to backhand that one up top. He'll grab it back. Demidov kind of fumbles that puck a little bit. Still recovers. Demidov to Hudson. To over Suzuki. A shot. That one's blocked. Caulfield. Up top then Hudson. Hudson to Caulfield. Caulfield to Suzuki. Suzuki up top to Hudson. Hudson a shot. And that one's blocked. Caulfield pass over. They can't convert. Here's Demidov on the right side, then up top for Hudson. Hudson to Caulfield. Caulfield fires it. Saved by Vasilevsky. Vazzy is being tested here heavily and early. Some nifty saves there by Andrei Vasilevsky. And he keeps this one a scoreless hockey game so far. Shots are 6-3 in favor of Montreal. Faceoff is won back then by the Lightning. Moser off the boards then for Zach Bolduc. Bolduc down low for Kirby Dach, the second unit out there for Montreal now. Texier up top then for Matheson. Mike Matheson over then for Texier. Fires it. Save there by Vasilevsky and cleared down the other way. In the Montreal zone yet again, Dobish gives it back for Matheson. Mike Matheson will drop it back then for Newhook. Newhook. Back to Texier. Cross-ice pass to Bolduc. Bolduc to Texier. Shut on there is blocked. Matheson back over. Bolduc, a shot denied by Moser, who got the block over there. What's up, Josh? How we doing? Good morning, bro. Go Habs. Got a lot of Habs fans here in the chat. 9 minutes to go in the opening period. About 10 seconds left on the power play. Matheson carries it into the zone. He gets past the D. Fires it. And a save there by Vasilevsky, who's had to be sharp. Shots 8-3 in favor of Montreal. About 2 seconds to go on the Montreal power play. It is basically over. Face-off coming up here now in the Tampa Bay end once more. Face-off is a tie-up there. It's won back by Montreal. Anderson, a shot goes up and out of play. 8:48 left to go here in the first period. We are still scoreless through 2 Montreal power plays. And they were good power plays too. Montreal, they got some dangerous guys in that back end. They can move the puck. Thank you all for tuning in. I appreciate it. Subscribe down below if you're new. Like the stream as well. It helps out with the engagement. I'm going to go to the bathroom really quick. I'll be right back, guys. Alrighty, everybody, I have returned. Sorry about that. They used the bathroom here super quick. Tampa Bay got the best goalie in the world. He's been solid so far. Shots are 8-3 in favor of Tampa, in favor of Montreal and Anze Kopitar. Showing him on my screen here, playing his last game of his NHL career. An emotional farewell, and One of my childhood favorites. Sad to see him go. It really is. It really is sad to see him go. What a legend. Face-off coming up here now. It's going to be in the Tampa Bay zone. Shots are 8-3 in favor of Montreal. They have given it to the Bolts so far. We'll see if that stays the same, though. Newhook will take the draw against Girgensons. Face-off is a tie-up. Tampa Bay will play it back to center. Gensel back to Cirelli. Anthony Cirelli will throw this one up top, or at least he'll try to. He's going to win it by Newhook, who will poke check it back down low. Kucherov. Cross-ice pass then to Moser, who will dump it down low. Moser will dump it back into the Montreal end. Up top, Moser. A shot denied there by Dobish, and that even got on. Cirelli to Radish. Fanned on the puck. Montreal forces it back to center. Here's Newhook, who will dump it down low into the Tampa Bay end. Radish steals it right back and recovers. Montreal will get it right back in, though. Demidov, right side. Battling forward alongside Radish. Cabinet a shot denied there by Vasilevsky. And the puck's now behind the net. Newhook tries to throw it up top. Whistle blown dead. With 7:59 to go. Not exactly sure why. I think a high stick. We have a lot of Habs fans here in the chat. A lot of Habs fans here. Welcome to the Habs fans. Any Tampa fans here? Any Tampa fans in the chat? Seems like we've been invaded by Habs fans. I'm not a Tampa fan, though. Don't worry, I'm not a Tampa fan. It's a safe space for all. Face-off coming up here now outside of the Lightning zone. It's Cirelli versus Evans. Face-off is one back into the Montreal zone. It'll be Arbor Jacki. Arbor Jacki now will move this one through center. Cross-ice pass, then Evans over to Struble. And the puck is blown dead for another offsides, I believe. Later on tonight, we'll be live for Oilers and Ducks. That is the final game here of this 4-game slate today in the first round. And now after that, tomorrow and Tuesday, we see a couple of elimination games. Things get really interesting. Maybe. Face-off coming up now at center ice. It'll be Anderson versus Nick Paul. What's up, Richards? How we doing? Face-off here at center ice. Shots are 9-3 in favor of Montreal. Face-off one back then by Tampa Bay. They will dump it down low into the Habs end. Paul fighting now with Struble. Nick Paul down low in the corner, stolen back to by Struble. They'll kick it off the boards and all the way back into the Tampa zone, and that'll be an icing. Face-off now in the Montreal zone. It's Point versus Doc. Face-off won by the Lightning. Shot on there, gloved by Dobish. 7:23 left to go. There's another opportunity there for Tampa Bay. All right, face-off again now in the Montreal zone. This Habs team looking to go up 3-1 in the series and possibly punch their ticket to round number 2, I believe, on Wednesday. Face-off is won back then by Montreal. Matheson Down low now behind the net then to Carrier. Alex Carrier. Over then to center Caulfield. Broken up by the Tampa Bay Lightning. Here's Kucherov. A backhand save by Dobish. He'll cover up. What's really notable about this series, and it's been the conversation, Cole Caulfield does not have a goal yet in this series. And it's really interesting because, again, you look at a guy like Caulfield, the amount of goals he scored, how phenomenal he was. A little surprising how he's been held off the board for this long in terms of scoring. He's had a couple assists, though. What's up, Johnny Stobe? How you doing? Welcome to the stream, brother. Good to see you. Face-off one back then by the Lightning. Kucherov, cross-ice pass. Habs will get it back to center. Kucherov will backhand it down low then for Hagel. Hagel up top. Radish a shot. Saved there by Dobish. Braden Point. Back to Kucherov. Kucherov up top. Radish a shot. That one's blocked. Kucherov forced back to center. Now Radish back to Kucherov. Kucherov over then for Braden Point. Point will dump it around behind the net then to Hagel a shot. And that one's blocked in front. Carrier fighting with Point. Suzuki back down low then for Matheson. Mike Matheson will look for options here in the Montreal zone. He will come back behind his own net. Still with that puck. 6 minutes to go in this opening period. Denault up top then broken up by Tampa. They try and clear to center. Whistle blown dead for an offsides at 6:10. Do I have Montreal's goal horn for when they score? I don't. I should get that, though. Chris Knobloch has not announced the starting goalie. Does that mean Jari is playing because the coach should be confident which goalie he starts before game time? I don't know. I haven't heard anything about that. I would assume it's going to be Kopitar. Or not Kopitar. Ingram. I saw a Kopitar video on my screen. Here's Crozier. On the right side, then Bjorkstrand battling for with Gooley. Cleared back around behind the net. Off the boards, Gonzalez to Denault. Philip Denault back down low in the Montreal zone. Denault back over then for Hudson. Hudson to Gooley. Gooley will clear it off the boards to center. Crozier back to Struble. Struble battling alongside there with Crozier. Cleared back to center. Gooley over then for Lane Hudson, who will regroup down low. Shots now 9-5 in favor of Montreal. Gooley broken up then by Tampa. They'll battle for it on the right side. Gooley now fighting with Point. It's a tie-up on the right side, trying to get that puck loose. Point. Back then to Moser. Off the boards, Hagel. We'll dump it back into the Montreal zone. Demidov on the right side, fighting then with Hagel. Point. Gets it back to center. Moser to Radish. Radish to Hagel. Hagel, pass over, and Point a shot. Save there, he runs in the crease. Kucherov a chance. It stays out. They jab at that puck, and it goes away. Moser up top for Tampa. Back over then for Hagel. Hagel to Moser. He'll dump it down low then behind the net to Point. Braden Point to Kucherov. Kucherov up top, Matheson back over then to Newhook. Alex Newhook then for Matheson on the right side. Matheson clears it all the way back down into the Tampa Bay zone for an icing. Oh, they'll keep playing. I thought it was an icing. McDonough. Over then for Struble. Struble intercepted at center. Kirby Doc. We'll come back into the Montreal zone. I thought that was an icing, guys. I apologize. Struble. On the right side then for McDonough. Battling forward then is Gergensen alongside Jack I. Now Doc gets it back for Montreal. Cross-ice pass then for Boldu, who will backhand it just wide there of Vasilevsky. Moser. Fighting with Texier. Puck is cleared back to center. Off the boards now. Gergensen's battling forward alongside Boldu. Lilleberg. Backhands it off the boards to center. Paul Cross-ice pass broken up then by Montreal. 3.5 minutes to go here in the opening period. Shots are 9-6 in favor of Montreal, but we are still scoreless. Back into the Tampa Bay zone, icing. Would ever think about waving a towel every time a playoff goal is scored? No. So Kopitar's been traded to the Oilers for the game tonight. Yep, he has been. My bad, y'all. My bad. Face-off now in the Montreal end. Suzuki versus Cirelli. Face-off one back then by Montreal. They'll dump it to center. Boldu will backhand it down low then for Radish. Radish off the boards then to center. Kucherov cross-ice pass. Ahead then for Gensel in front. And Paul there can't get it on. Moser battling forward in the corner then with Suzuki. Less than 3 minutes to go. Cirelli to Kucherov. Pass over, broken up. Here's Cole Caulfield. Getting it back then for Montreal. Slavkovsky will dump it down low into the Tampa end. Intercepted then by Cirelli. Ahead then now with speed is Jake Gensel. Gensel. Broken up then by Montreal. They will clear it the other way then. Suzuki back to Caulfield. Caulfield to Suzuki up top. Slavkovsky fires it. And that one goes wide. Hudson. Back over then to Caulfield. Gonzalez will take it through center. Into the zone now, James. Pass over, broken up. Gergenson's pass up top as well. Chernak back down low then. Gonzalez a shot, and that one goes wide. Gooley, right side. Caulfield gets it back. Will chip it off the boards to center, or at least he'll try to. Cleared off the boards then for Gonzalez, who moves it through center. Broken up then by Montreal. Here's Denault, who will dump it down low into the Tampa zone. Why is there a guy in an Islanders jersey? Kucherov. Try to backhand that one down low. Now Evans off the boards to center. Kucherov. Backhanded it then into the Montreal end. Right side. Crozier. Down low now Evans. Evans try to bring it through center. Hagel cross-ice pass in the Kucherov. Cleared back to center, Zach Boldu. Evans. Battling for now in the corner. Up top, Matheson waits. Fires it. Blocked. Grab back then, down low by Lillard. Approaching the final minute of play here in this opening period. Emil Lilleberg now here in his own end. Lilleberg will look for options. He'll carry it through center. Cross-ice pass then. And backhanded down low into the Montreal zone. Hudson. Back to center. Moser to Radish. Back over to Cirelli. 40 seconds to go. Hudson. Off the boards then to Demidov. Demidov battling for now with Moser. 30 seconds to go now. Cirelli will dump it to center. Gensel. Cross-ice pass then to Gord. Gord. Broken up. Here's Lane Hudson stealing it back the other way. Hudson up top. Here's Kapanen into the zone. Regroups around with 15 to go. Newhook gets it back in the corner up top then. Matheson to Hudson. A shot. And that one's blocked. Texier on the right side. Fires it on. That one's blocked as well. 5 seconds to go. They'll jab at that puck. Down low in the corner. And that'll do it. End of period number 1 here in Montreal. And this is the first scoreless period of this series so far. And it's been close this entire series, and it remains that. Scoreless after 20. That being said, folks, it is intermission time. Go get a snack. Go get a drink. Do what you got to do. We will be back for period number 2 momentarily. Is this Spencer Carberry on the panel? What is Carberry doing? Aren't you the coach of the Capitals? Why is Spencer Carberry on the ESPN panel? Wow. It's Bucci-Gross, Weeks, and Carberry. I was not expecting Carberry to be on the panel. Tampa's looking a bit average, or very average. As a Canadian, you want a Canadian team to win. That makes sense. Well played period there for both sides. And we are scoreless after 20 minutes of play. Time to update the all-time stat sheet from the previous game. Anze Kopitar hangs up the skates. He finishes his Watch with Nordic career with 2 goals, 11 assists for 13 points. I'll have to take a look and see if I have any Kopitar goal calls that I can post. I may have one from this season. I may have one from last season. I have no idea, actually. So let me go take a look. Go take a look here super quick. See if I have a Kopitar clip. I'm trying to think. I know I have at least one that I clipped. He scored 2 goals in Watch with Nordic streams. Question is, did I clip both of them? I've done so many of these I don't even remember. Huh. Just looking through. I think I only have one clipped. Oh my goodness. Well played period there by both sides. Looking forward to the second. Who's getting the first goal? Comment your prediction down below. Who is scoring the first goal? Comment your pick in the comment section. I'm okay, Todd. Thank you. I don't play goal horns in my commentaries. Maybe next season I'll, because if I'm gonna do that, I have to get all 32 goal horns. So, hey John, another $5 dono. Thank you so much, John. They should be cheap after this series. We'll see, bro. Thank you, John, for the $5 dono. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you as always, John, for your support. There we go. Cheer for the Raptors and the Blue Jays. Raptors didn't make the playoffs, right? Point for Tampa Bay. Slavkovsky for Montreal. Suzuki will score. Okay. Kucherov and Suzuki. Good picks, Daniel. Still got about 12 minutes to go here till the second period. Thank you all for tuning in. Don't forget, we'll be live later on tonight for Ducks and Oilers. We're gonna hit $900 tonight. Yeah, we're only $11 back, John. Yeah, it's been nuts. I mean, like again, the donations are not expected, but they definitely are appreciated. And it's insane that I do have that here, but that's not the reason why we do these. At the end of the day, we do these to commentate, to build a community, not for me to make money. And the fact that you guys have donated nearly $900 over the entire season to me, I'm in disbelief. It's absolutely nuts, and I'm so grateful for your guys' support. We made like $60 in donations alone today. It's incredible. I'm so thankful for your guys' support. Yeah, Richards. It was only like $600 a little bit ago. It's nuts. It's nuts how much it's grown. I'm so thankful. I'm so just eternally grateful for all of your guys' kind donations. It's greatly appreciated. And again, it goes back into the channel. We buy hockey cards. It pays for the TV subscriptions for streaming the games and stuff. All right, time to update the all-time stat sheet from the Avalanche Kings game. 3-2-5. Raptors are playing Cleveland in the first round. Yes, sir. That'll be interesting. Didn't they miss the playoffs last year? LeBron James is the third best ever. Who's the best? Who's the best, bro? Michael Jordan. Who's ahead of him, though? You said 3. Michael Jordan and Kobe? Rodman? Bird? Then Brian? Okay. You are correct, Johan. You are correct. You are correct. Larry Bird would destroy all of them. Yeah, bro. All right, second period coming up in 3.5 minutes, guys. Stick around. Stick around. Second period's coming up in just a moment. Updating the all-time stat sheet here super quick, guys. Where are my Flyers at? No, that's not even a Flyers game. Plug in my computer yet again. .960. Snowed there in New Brunswick. Wow. Alrighty, everybody, let's get ready for the start of period number 2 between the Montreal Canadiens and the Tampa Bay Lightning here today. First period recap, there were no goals in that middle frame, making it a scoreless hockey game after 20 minutes of play. Taking a look at your stats through 20 here in just a moment. Shots were 9-6 in favor of Montreal. Faceoffs were 63% in favor of the Habs as well. Power plays, Tampa Bay 0 for 1, Montreal 0 for 2. Hits were 23-10 in favor of Montreal, and the block shots were 6-5 in favor of Tampa Bay as well. All right, period number 2 here between the Montreal Canadiens and the Tampa Bay Lightning. Should be an electric second period here. Montreal looking to take a 3-1 lead over the Canadiens here, and we will see if they can get it done. Period number 2 between the Lightning and the Habs. Here from the Bell Center. Taking forever to get started. And we are underway. Face-off is a tie-up and one back by Tampa Bay. It took forever to get started there. Here's Chernak. Off the boards to center. Gooley. Back over then for Gordo. Will backhand it down low. Taken back then by Montreal. Suzuki did all the shot. Denied there by Vasilevsky. And he will cover up. Which follows by some physicality in the Tampa Bay zone. Only need one, yep. All right, shots 10-6. Face-off coming up now on the Tampa Bay end. Shots 10-6 in favor of Montreal with those power plays that helped to put some shots on. The face-off is won back by the Bolts. Chernak off the boards to center. 2-on-2. Gensel brings it in. Jake Gensel will dump it down low. Gorda's shot denied. Cleared back around to the right side and all the way back to center into the Tampa Bay end. Ryan McDonough will backhand that one down the other way as he's slammed there by Anderson. Gergensons will dump it down low. Paul, right side then for Hudson. Whistle blown dead here. Penalty coming up against Montreal. And I believe it's on Anderson. And it's going to be a boarding call there on Anderson, which will result in a Tampa Bay power play. But Anderson got hurt on that play as well. He fell on top of McDonough, and he fell a pretty weird way. And he looked injured there on the ice. Hopefully, Josh Anderson's okay. He'll have to serve the penalty, though. Maybe. He's going to the box. He's going to the locker room, actually. That is not good there for Montreal. Anderson's been a good contributor here in this series. Hopefully he's okay. So power play coming up here for the Lightning. And they'll have to have somebody serve the penalty. Yeah, hopefully Anderson's okay. That's a brutal play. Face-off coming up here in the Montreal zone. Tampa Bay will get their second power play of the night and a chance to open up the game. Face-off is won back then by Montreal. Cleared around them behind the net then to Newhook. Newhook will dump it down low into the Tampa Bay zone. Vasilevsky will give it back then for Radish. Darren Radish moves it through center. He'll drop it back then for Point. Point to Gensel. Up top, cleared back to center. Radish will regroup. Radish over then for Hagel. As Tampa regroups in the neutral zone. Yes, first try. I am covering the Oilers game. Here's Gensel. Back on the right side, Kucherov. Up top then for Hagel. Hagel at the point for Radish. Radish for Kucherov. Kucherov down low then for Gensel. Kucherov up top. Fires it. And that one's blocked down low to the corner. Gensel to Kucherov. Backhanded down low now behind the net. Then Hagel battling for it alongside Carrier. Montreal will steal it back and dump it down the other way. Vasilevsky will give it up then for Radish. Darren Radish now will drop it back for Point. Braden Point to Kucherov. Kucherov throws it up top. Nobody is there and back down the other way. Vasilevsky will give it up then for Darren Radish here in his own zone. Drop back over then for Hagel. Hagel giving up then for Gensel. Battling for on the right side. Corey Perry stolen back then by Montreal and all the way back into the Tampa Bay end. 20 seconds to go on the Bolts power play. That'll pretty much do it. Radish will make one last push. James through center. Back over then to Gonzalez. In the corner now with it is James. Cleared back up top then for Gonzalez. Gonzalez to Chernak. Gonzalez waits. Poke check there by Hudson. And the power play's over. Here's Paul. Behind the net then for Tampa. Nick Paul will fire it around them behind the net. No shots on that power play for Montreal. Evans. Back over then for Lane Hudson. Hudson to center. And a whistle blown dead for an offsides against the Bolts. And just over 3 minutes into the second period. Texier was the one serving that penalty for Anderson. Hopefully Josh Anderson's okay. Never like to see injuries, even if they're against your opponent. Faceoff's going to come now outside of the Montreal end. Or actually, no, in the neutral zone. Sorry. Faceoff is a tie-up then and one back by the Bolts. McDonough in his own zone. Ryan McDonough now behind the Tampa Bay net. McDonough will look for options here at center. Chip back down low into the Montreal zone. Struble versus Point. Battling for it on the right side then with Doc. Kucherov trying to get it free. Struble battling for it as well. And a little bit of a four-man battle here down low. Struble cross-checking Kucherov as that puck is still tied up in the corner. And finally they blow the whistle as Struble was giving it to Kuch. And the referee comes in to break it up. Breaking news here, Tristan Jarry is going to start tonight for the Oilers. So for Tony, if you're in the chat, Tony, just got a tweet from Elliot Friedman saying that Tristan Jarry will start tonight for the Oilers. And Jason Dickinson is playing. So the Oilers will turn to their other goaltender. .13 to go here in this second period. Face off in the Montreal zone. It's one back by Tampa. Kucherov on the right side fires it on, the one goes wide. Hagel off the boards then. Montreal battling for it. Moser. Back then the point. Chipped off the boards by Moser then for Kucherov. Hagel dumps it down low. Grabbed back then by Nick Suzuki down low in the corner. Suzuki battling for it with Kucherov. Cleared all the way back to center. Moser. Here's Braden Point. Coming in the backhand on there. Saved by Dobish. And he covers up the rebound. With the way this game is going, it's going to go to overtime again. No goals here about 25 minutes into the hockey game. And a lot of whistles, too. There's been a lot of whistles tonight, for sure. So Jarry will get the start. Face off here now in the Montreal zone. Shots 10-8 here in favor of the Habs. Gooley battling for it in the corner with Bjorkstrand. Hudson clears it off the boards. Cole Caulfield will get it back down low. Clears it around them behind the net, then back for Gooley. Gooley to center. Bjorkstrand, cross ice pass. Chipped off the boards then by Gonzalez and backhanded down low. Gooley in the Habs end. Hudson will dump it back to center. Suzuki drops it back then for Slavkovsky. Suzuki to Slavkovsky. Suzuki to Gooley. Cross ice pass. Back down low to the corner then. McDonough. Chipped off the boards by Gonzalez. Up top, Suzuki back down low. Broken up there by Chernak, who will clear it back to center. McDonough. Back over then to Gonzalez. Poke checked. Over then for James. Dominic James fighting with Hudson. Slavkovsky. Down low now in the corner for Suzuki. Caulfield will bank it all the way back to center. Now Lilleberg regroups with it now for Tampa. Emil Lilleberg. Battling for it now at center. Chernak. Fighting alongside Demidov. Gooley. Grabs it back down low then for Lane Hudson. Hudson to Caden Gooley. Over then for Oliver Kapanen, who moves it through center. Really defensive game here tonight. Backhanded down low into the Tampa Bay end. Vasilevsky will give it up then for Lilleberg. Poke checked away. Perry in the corner will try and throw it to center. Corey Perry now throws it ahead. And all the way back into the Montreal zone. Arbor Jackeye battling for now with Gergensons. Jackeye in the corner. Shots now 10-9. Not a lot of shots in this one. Very conservative defensive level game we're seeing here. Jackeye for Newhook, who will dump it down low into the Tampa zone. Hagel battling alongside Demidov. Radish will carry it through center. Radish, cross ice pass. Hagel into the zone. Up top then, Moser a shot. And that one goes wide. Demidov battling for now with Hagel. Brandon Hagel battling now with Kapanen. Here's Alex Carrier. Will backhand this one off the boards then for Matheson. About 7 minutes gone here in this second period. And Josh Anderson is back on the ice for Montreal. Looks like it wasn't a major injury. Glad to see Anderson okay. Puck goes up and out of play with 12:52 to go. Time winding down here in the second period. Still no score here from Montreal. Thank you all for tuning in. I greatly appreciate it. Subscribe down below if you're new. Like the stream as well. It helps out with the engagement, brings more people into the wonderful commentary. All right. We are 40 subscribers away from 6,300. Thank you all so much for your support in these playoffs. It's been very much so greatly appreciated. It's been unbelievable what we've been able to do. Jari lacks consistency. Yup. You're correct. He does. We'll see how he fares, but I'm not sure. Abs are rocking and rolling. Yes, sir, Cameroon. They are rocking and rolling. Shots 10-9 in favor of Montreal. We are still tied at a scoreless 0-piece. Because that's what it is when it's scoreless. With 12:52 to go. Chances for both sides, but overall, not a lot in this period, I'm not going to lie. Even on that power play we had. This series has been tied 73% of the time. But usually by now, there's a couple goals scored. Face off here in the Tampa Bay zones. One back by the Bolts. Cirelli will get it back to center. Here's Jake Gensel. Into the zone now, looks for options. Tied off that puck. Broken up then by the Habs. Caulfield will dump it all the way back into the Tampa zone. Gord right side then to center. Suzuki for Slavkovsky. Cleared back down low into the corner. Caulfield. Back down low, battling for now with Slavkovsky. Caulfield. Battling for now with Gord. Puck is slid back to center. Hudson for Gooley. Back over then for Hudson. Only 4 5-on-5 shots for Montreal in this game. ESPN putting him up on the TV, of course. Chernak to Gord. Cross ice pass then to center. Ryan McDonough will give it up then for Point. Point broken up at the line. Thrown back to center then with it now is Perry, who will backhand it down low. Matheson now battling for it alongside Gergensons. Mike Matheson trying to get that one free. Down low now in the corner. Evans. Back over to Paul. Paul up top to Perry. Paul a shot. And that one goes off the side of the net and wide. Gergensons. Below the line. Zagamas Gergensons trying to play that puck down low in the corner. Paul fighting with Carrier. Gergensons will dump it around behind the net. Here through center, Boldu will dump that one back into the Tampa Bay zone. Lilleberg clears it around behind the net to the center. Hudson back to Slavkovsky. Cross ice pass then to Gooley. Gooley for Texier. Broken up then by Tampa. Kucherov fires it on. That one goes wide. Picked back up then by Montreal. Kirby Dach will dump that one down low into the zone. Puck will slide all the way back into the Montreal end. Really a back and forth period. No shots, to be honest. Only 4 total in this entire period. Caden Gooley in his own zone for Montreal. Gooley, cross ice pass the Dach into the zone now. Texier fires it on, the one's blocked. Cirelli off the boards then for Bjorkstrand, who will dump it down low into the Montreal zone. Now Gooley fighting on the right side with Point. Braden Point Up top, then Radish, a shot. Denied there by Dobish. Texier for Gouli. Ahead then for Boldu. Boldu comes in, knocked off the puck. It's in! Zach Boldu deflects it into the back of the net. And the Habs have opened up the scoring. Boldu from Gouli and Texier. Screen just got really laggy for some reason. Zach Boldu has opened up the scoring here for Montreal. A little over halfway through this second period. Wow, what a play. Not necessarily the way you draw them up. Tampa's looking at this. $9:54 to go here in period number 2. Zach Boldu, his first career goal in the Stanley Cup playoffs. And Montreal has taken a 1-0 lead. Assist on that goal are Gouli and Texier. Montreal is undefeated when scoring first in these playoffs. Penalty coming up. And against Montreal, it's against the Habs, really. It's going to be Newhook who takes the penalty here. The Lightning are going to go to the power play. Yup. All right, 1-0 lead for Montreal. Thank you all for tuning in. Subscribe down below if you're new. Like the stream as well. It helps out with the engagement, brings more people into the commentary. Tampa Bay, after this commercial break, is going to get a power play for a hooking call on Alex Newhook. Don't forget, after this stream tonight, we will go live for Ducks and Oilers. So that is our next game up here on the commentary schedule. Stay tuned for that. Coming up right after this one. It should be a fun commentary later on tonight. Looking forward to it. And that was a pretty nice play there from Zach Boldu. Hooking call here against Montreal. Tampa Bay will head to the man advantage. All right, face-off coming up now in the Montreal zone. The Bolts head to the man advantage for the third time tonight. 2 shots on the power play overall. If they want to tie this game up, they got to start converting on their power play opportunities. They've got many of them here tonight. Face-off with 9:36 to go is won back by the Bolts. Radish to Hagel. Hagel back on the right side, then Point. Hagel will regroup now here in the Tampa zone. Kucherov. Back over, then Point to Radish, a shot. And that one goes wide. Point. Through the boards, then Kucherov. Carrier, he'll send a breakaway then for Suzuki. It's missed. Oh, man, Suzuki nearly got sent on a 1-0, but he missed the pass. Here's Point. to Hagel. Hagel to Kucherov. Up top then with it now is Gensel. Gensel to Kucherov. Up top then, Gensel to Kucherov. A shot denied by Dobish. Kucherov to Gensel. Back to Kucherov. Kucherov up top. Gensel waits, fires it. Blocked there. Habs get it back. They will dump it down the other way. Tampa Bay will regroup now in their own end. Radish. Back over then for Point. Braden Point through center. Hagel breaks it into the zone in front. Gensel a drive. And that one goes up and out of play. He had the crossbar on that attempt. Face-off coming up here now yet again in the Tampa Bay zone. 8:27 to go here in this second period. Gensel will take the draw now against Denault. Face-off one back by Montreal. Carrier battling for it in the corner of Matheson. Matheson will dump it all the way back, and it goes out into the Tampa zone, but they blew it down because it went out of play at 8:17. And now it looks like some words are being exchanged. Kucherov saying some words to Josh Anderson. Face-off coming here now outside of the Montreal zone. It'll be Point versus Denault. Face-off is won back then by Tampa. Radish to Hagel. Radish will drop it back then to Point. Point to Hagel. Cross-ice pass Kucherov. Kucherov to Gensel. Kuch to Gensel. Below the line then. Gensel to Kucherov. Up top. Kucherov. Back to Gensel down low. Montreal doing a good job holding to the outside. Kucherov. Right side. Waits. Point in front. He fires it wide. Hagel. Find the net then up top. Radish to Point. Point to Radish. Back then to Kucherov. Down low now. Battling for it. Gensel. A shot denied there by Dobish. Rebounds in front. And now the Habs did not like that Gensel gave a little jab at Dobish, and the referee did not like it either. He's giving Gensel a penalty. He did not like that play by Gensel on Dobish. And Montreal will get a power play right after their own ended. Another power play for Montreal as Gensel / Dobish. Montreal didn't like it either. And they immediately gave Gensel a penalty. And now Montreal will head to the power play. Well then. Face-off coming up here now in the Tampa Bay zone. 7.5 minutes to go in this third period. Montreal a chance to go up by 2. The face-off is a tie-up. It'll be Cirelli versus Suzuki on the draw. Point and Kucherov taking a look at the iPad. Face-off in the Tampa zone. Cirelli versus Suzuki. Face-off won by the Bolts. Hagel will clear it back down the other way. Get it in there on Dobish. Shots are now tied at 12 apiece. here as we head into the latter stages of this period. Caulfield back to Suzuki. Suzuki to Demidov. McDonough back down low for Chernak. Battling forward in the corner. McDonough. Right side then Suzuki. Back down low there for Slavkovsky. McDonough battling forward in the corner. Slavkovsky will clear it up top. Hudson. Back to Caulfield in front. It goes just wide. Slavkovsky in front. Denied there as well. And taken away by McDonough, who will clear it to center. Hudson. Back in the Montreal zone. Suzuki to Demidov. Demidov to Suzuki. Pass in front. Denied by Vasilevsky. And they jabbed at that puck. But he keeps it out. Face-off will come up here yet again in the Tampa Bay end. Montreal getting plenty of great chances here. Shots 13-12. A loud go, Habs go chant here ensuing. Hudson to Suzuki. Suzuki down low in the corner. Suzuki back below the goal line. Suzuki waits. Caulfield in front. He scores! Cole Caulfield! Mr. Saturday night. But ignore that it's Sunday. 2-0 Montreal. $51 goals in the regular season. And he has his first of the playoffs and his first in a live commentary stream. Cole Caulfield from Suzuki and Hudson makes it 2-0 Montreal. This team is absolutely electric. What a pass by Suzuki. Assist from Suzuki and Hudson. And that was just a beautiful passing movement there. Caulfield, his first goal of the series. Doc to Bouldeau. We'll dump it to center. Texier battling forward now on the right side. Paul gets it back then for Tampa. Nick Paul will dump it down low. And a whistle blown dead here at 6:12. And Corey Perry is injured. And now a line brawl going on here. Jack Guy getting into it with Paul. Lilleberg getting into it with Kirby Doc. Doc getting into it with Gergensons. It's just Jack Guy and Paul having a line dance right now. And I think they want to go, but Paul's saying nah. Paul and Jack Guy were doing like a line dance there for a moment. Ole is loud here in Montreal. Still a line brawl going on. 6:12 to go here in this second period. Cole Caulfield, his first goal of the series in Montreal, has a 2-0 lead. Corey Perry went to the locker room. He is injured. Hopefully Corey Perry is okay. I'm the most Canadian streamer there is. Huh. Even though I'm American. So while we have this little bit of a referee sorting out the penalties, don't forget, round 1, game 4 of Ducks and Oilers coming up later on tonight. That'll be later here on the commentary schedule. So thank you all for tuning in. Be sure to subscribe down below. Turn on your notification bell so you don't miss the notification for that stream when it starts. Two 2-0 lead for Montreal. We'll see what the penalties will be. Referees were still sorting these out. I'm a natural-looking Canadian. Gergensons and Paul will go to the box for Tampa Bay. Xhekaj and Denault will head there for Montreal. Two 2-0 lead for the Habs here in period number 2. Thank you, Jane. You guys are the best. We are less than 40 subs away from 6,300. All right, face-off's going to come up here now. It's going to be outside of the Montreal end. The face-off is won back then by the Habs. Hudson cleared off the boards and back into the Tampa Bay zone. And the puck goes up and out of play. They want a penalty there on Tampa. And the officials will come together. We might get another power play from Montreal coming up. And this is not good news here for Tampa Bay. Delay of game here against the Bolts. Power play for Montreal. Caulfield is electric. Him and DeBrincat are so much fun to watch. Love that quick, accurate catch. Yeah, you're right about that. Fourth power play of the game for Montreal. The face-off here in the Tampa Bay end is won back by Montreal. Hudson on the right side. Caulfield to Slavkovsky. Pass over. And Caulfield nearly had two. Hudson to Caulfield. Down low now, Suzuki. Suzuki then behind the net for Caulfield, who picks it up. Trying to battle for that one alongside McDonough. Thrown back up to center. Stolen back to by Tampa. Here's Hagel into the zone. Knocked off by Suzuki. Nick Suzuki will drop it back then for Hudson. Lane Hudson through center. Hudson up top to Caulfield. Back to Slavkovsky. Hudson down low. Suzuki on the right side. Hudson back to Suzuki. Up top, Hudson a shot. That one goes wide. Rebounds in front. They jab with that puck. Broken up then by Montreal. Demidov up top. Hudson fires it. And that one goes wide of Vasilevsky as well. Puck is cleared all the way back then into the Montreal zone. Dobish gives it up then for Hudson. Halfway through the Habs power play. Slavkovsky tried to get around Gensel. Broken up then by Yanni Gourde. Gourde will drop it back furthermore into the Tampa zone. Gensel intercepted then by Montreal. Zach Bolduc. Stolen back by Gensel. Gensel in a breakaway. He's got some room. Gensel shoots it. He fanned on the puck. Rebounds there. Takes around behind the net, then looks for options. Gensel will throw it back into the Tampa zone. Nick Paul here in the Lightning end. Time winding down on the Montreal power play. Puck will go past Bolduc. And down low to the corner. Mike Matheson. Cross ice pass to Carrier. Carrier will dump it down low into the Tampa zone. No shots on that power play for Montreal. I'm not sure they care, though. They're up 2-0. Here's Carrier's shot. Goes just wide there of Vasilevsky. Kucherov. Up top then for Hagel. Hagel will give it back then for Kucherov, who will take it into the zone. Kucherov up top. Lilleberg. Right side then to Kucherov. Kucherov for Carlisle. A shot saved by Dobish as he catches that one directly in the chest. We will step aside. 3:30 left to go here. A 2-goal lead for Montreal in Game 4. And the Bell Center is electric. Thank you all for tuning in. I greatly appreciate it. Subscribe down below if you're new. Like the stream as well. It helps out with the engagement, brings more people into the wonderful commentary. That was Cole Caulfield's first goal in a live commentary stream. First career Watch with Nordic goal for Caulfield. Hey, Daredevil. Thank you for the $5 dono, Daredevil. I appreciate it, brother. That means a lot, man. Thank you so I'm trying to heart you. Jesus. Hey, I'll read it in a second. Thank you, Daredevil. Whenever I see the Habs play, I'll never forget the hit that Zdeno Chara on Max Pacioretty and changed the NHL. Yeah. Yeah. I do remember that. Back in the day. It was quite a time. Thank you for the 5, Daredevil. Yeah. That Chara hit, was that the one where like they had to file a whole police report against Chara? I can't remember if that's the same one, right? 3.5 minutes to go in the second period. It's a 2-0 lead for Montreal. Don't forget, Ducks and Oilers coming up later on after this. We should be perfectly aligned with it. Here's Denault versus James. The faceoff is won back then by Montreal. Hudson off the boards to center. Radish back to Bjorkstrand. Played ahead then for Moser. Moser will dump it down low, fighting now with James. Gooley on the right side trying to get it free. Bjorkstrand to Radish. Darren Radish off the boards to center. Denault will dump it down low into the Tampa Bay end. Believe it was attempted murder. Yeah, interesting stuff. Here's Dominic James. James will gain the line. Battling for now with Hudson down low in the corner. Denault fighting alongside Moser. James down low in the corner, then stolen back by Hudson. 2:40 to go in the second period. Lane Hudson. Back then for Gooley, who will dump it to center. Josh Anderson. Loops it back around, will dump it down low into the corner. Slavkovsky. Fighting for now on the right side with Suzuki. Kucherov back to Suzuki. Up top then. Matheson to Carrier. A shot. That one's blocked in front. Tampa Bay will clear it all the way back to center. Slavkovsky slammed by Crozier. What a hit. Here's Point. Down low now behind the net. Braden Point will look for options. Braden Point up top then for McDonough. A shot. And that one's blocked as Crozier got hit there by Kirby Dach. And a whistle blown dead at a minute 55. Slavkovsky immediately goes to the locker room. John Cooper is furious. As Crozier got hit there by Kirby Dach, they might take a look at this. But that was a massive, massive hit by Max Crozier on Slavkovsky. Oh my lord, huge center ice hit. John Cooper is not happy. Tampa Bay is going to head to the power play off of the retaliation from, I think it was Kirby Dach. That was a massive hit there by Crozier. Got to see that replay. Oh my goodness. And Slavkovsky's like, oh my, Slavkovsky was knocked out. Holy crap, what a freaking hit. Wow. And then Matheson for a hook. Wasn't even the retaliation there on Crozier. Tampa Bay power play. Hopefully Slavkovsky's okay, but oh my lord, that was a massive hit. See the replay here. Ooh, he does get him up there pretty high. Face off here, won by Montreal. They will dump it down the other way back into the Tampa Bay zone. Vasilevsky gives it up for Radish. Radish to Hagel. Hagel will dump it down low into the corner. Gensel on the right side, battling forward down with Carrier. And tripped on the ground is Hagel. That's a penalty. Or tripped by Hagel, and that's a penalty against Tampa. So just when you thought that Tampa had a power play, 4-on-4 coming up. The physicality and the overall intensity of this game keeps on hitting new levels. And 4-on-4 coming up here, probably followed by a Montreal power play. John Cooper looking a little frustrated there. That was Ed Van Hemp style. You're right about that. So 4-on-4 coming up, followed by a Montreal power play. Face off. One back by Radish. Down low in the corner, Newhook. Up top to Hudson. Lane Hudson. On the right side, battling forward then with Cirelli. Backhanded down low then for Newhook. Radish trying to get it free. Back then for Cirelli. 4-on-4, Gensel. For Radish. Radish to Gensel. Gensel will take it down low. Gensel at the point. Drops it back for Moser. Moser, pass down low. They score! Jake Gensel. What a pass from J.J. Moser. And Tampa Bay is on the board. It's 2-1. In the final minute of play in this second period, Jake Gensel with a nice pass from Moser. And the Bolts are on the board. Jake Gensel and a nice backdoor pass there from J.J. Moser. And all of a sudden, Tampa Bay is within one. Face-off one back now by Montreal. In their own zone, Gooley. Cross-ice pass then. Habs will move it through center. Caden Gooley will regroup back into the Montreal zone. Back over them for Suzuki. Nick Suzuki. Right side then for Caulfield. Caulfield. Top of the line up top then Carrier. Can't get the shot on. Time will wind down. Less than 30 to go. So it'll be 4-on-4 for a brief moment in the third. Followed by another brief Montreal power play. Suzuki. Fighting with Crozier. Grab back then by Braden Point. Point gets around the D. Comes in. Pass in front. And it's right in the crease. What a stop by Dolbish! How did that stay out? Are you kidding me? The period comes to a close, but I'm in shock. How? Don't tell me Dolbish got that. Oh my Lord. There's not a lot of times where I'm genuinely shocked. I am blown away right now. What a play by Jakub Dolbish to keep that puck out. 2-1 Montreal at the end of 40 minutes of play. That being said, folks, it is intermission time. Right in the crease. Jakub Dolbish bats it away with his stick. And it stays a 2-1 lead here for Montreal after 40 minutes of play. That being said, folks, it is intermission time. Go get a snack. Go get a drink. Do what you got to do. We'll be back for period number 3 momentarily. Penguins might not have gotten crushed if they hadn't given up Gensel for bunting. Yeah. That's true. Forgot about that, actually. All right. I'm going to head to the bathroom really quick, guys. I will be right back as soon as this loads. I will be right back in just a moment. Alrighty, I have returned. Sorry about that, guys. Hey, John with the $10 dono. John, thank you so much, brother. Now we're at $900 donated. Wow, man. You are unreal. Thank you so much, John, and thank you everybody who has donated today. Your support is really appreciated. Thank you so much, John. I'm fired up, baby. Thank you. $900 is nuts. Now we're pushing for 1,000. Thank you, John. I really appreciate it. What's up, Shadow? What we doing? All good. No worries. No worries, Shadow. All right, uploading the clips of the Boldu and Caulfield goals slowly to the channel. Has anyone heard from the Oilers who's starting goalie is? Tristan Jarry. Tristan Jarry is getting the start today for the Oilers. It should be a very interesting game in that light. Yep, it'll be Tristan Jarry starting today. Yeah, that Dobish play was a hell of a save, Bon. It really was. Oilers must want to lose. It seems like they do, don't they? All right, I keep getting distracted, guys. I'm getting distracted. I keep looking up here and getting distracted. That save was scripted. Remember, it's all rigged. Where's he at? Where's he at? I can't wait to hear. I can't wait to hear the entire Oilers game. Just that. NBA's rigged bad. You are correct on that. You are super duper correct on that. Look at the Lakers series, how rigged that is. Yeah. I agree. It's all scripted. Vegas will know who moves on. Yup. You're right, Crimson. Crimson, buddy, how's your bet going? Hope this series goes to a Game 7 double OT. Oh, that would kill me.
In front. He scores! Cole Caulfield! Mr. Saturday night. But ignore that it's Sunday. 2-0 Montreal.
It's almost as scripted as like Nordic's hat. He got the hat from a pawn shop. Yep. McDavid gets traded to the Wings, and Quinn Hughes signs to come home when his contract ends in Minnesota. KD goes down with the most random knee injury, and he's perfectly healthy all season, then knee injury. It is possible that he just got a knee injury. It wasn't bad. The Cavs lost. NBA is scripted. Who is winning, do I think? Montreal. I thought Tampa, I think with the way Montreal is playing, they're going to win this game. I originally thought that Tampa would win game 3, or would win today, but I don't know. Montreal's playing well. We'll see. Because Tampa Bay nearly tied it in the second, so. We should be in for a great next period. Thanks for doing this. Next game will be as good as this one. Let's hope so, brother. Let's hope so. Yeah, should be a fun one up ahead. Ducks and Oilers game 4 coming up later on tonight. Another OT? I don't know, Sebastian. We'll see it. It's close. It could come down to that. All right. All right, third period coming up here from Montreal in just a moment, guys. Stick around. It's coming up. Thank you all for tuning in. I greatly appreciate it. Subscribe down below if you're new. We are less than 40 subs away from 6,300. Slavkovsky's out for the game. Did you see that? Where'd you see that at? Where did you see that at, Colby? The injury's that bad? All right. Third period coming up in just a moment, guys. Thank you all for tuning in. Colby, you are incorrect. Uri Slavkovsky, per David Pagnotta, is rejoining the Habs with the third period ready to get underway. He is not out for the game. Slavkovsky is coming back for the third. I think he just got his bell rung. Honestly, I think that's what it was. I think he just got his bell rung, to be honest. Alrighty, everyone, let's get ready for the start of period number 3 between the Montreal Canadiens and the Tampa Bay Lightning. Second period recap. Goals were scored by Zach Bolduc, Cole Caulfield, and Jake Gensel, making it a 2-1 hockey game in favor of Montreal after 40 minutes of play. Taking a look at your stats through 40. Shots are 16-14 in favor of Tampa Bay. Face-off 64% in favor of Montreal. Power plays, Tampa Bay 0 for 4, Montreal 1 for 5. Hits are 35-20 and block shots are 10-8. A1! $2 dono from Juan. Thank you so much, brother. I appreciate it, man. Thank you. You guys have been very kind today with your donations. Thank you so much, Juan. I greatly appreciate it. So third period getting ready to get started here in just a moment. Thank you all for tuning in. Thank you for the donations. Subscribe down below if you're new. Like the stream as well. It helps out with the engagement, brings more people into the wonderful commentary. Uri Slavkovsky is back for the third period. And the third period begins. It'll be 4-on-4 here for 5 seconds. Followed by 25 seconds, sorry. Followed by a Montreal power play. The face-off is won back then by Montreal. Here's Hudson. Lane Hudson will regroup in his own zone. Now Montreal will begin a 25-second power play. Suzuki into the zone. Suzuki intercepted there by Tampa Bay. They will dump it down the other way. Hudson in the Habs end. Lane Hudson then for Caulfield, who will flip that one down low. Slavkovsky battling for it alongside Chernak. McDonough back around then Matheson. Up top Hudson. Back to Matheson. Matheson a shot denied there by Vasilevsky. Puck goes up in the air and out of play. Oilers and Ducks is the next game up here on our live commentary schedule. That is coming up here at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time, likely going to be moved back due to this game. If this game does go to overtime or it overlaps, we will finish this game and then begin Oilers and Ducks later on. Face-off coming up here now in the Tampa Bay zone. I hope it doesn't come to that, though, because that series and that game is going to be fun to watch. We'll be live for Game 5 as well. So we'll see if Anaheim can win later on tonight. Potentially take a 3-1 series lead and wrap the stronghold around the Oilers. Face-off. One back then by Tampa Bay. Will dump it to center. Gonzalez picks it back up then for Tampa. Pass down low, broken up at the line, pass in front, and James penalty forward down the right side. Delay penalty here against Montreal. And after their penalty, their power play comes to a close, Tampa Bay will be awarded a power play. Power play coming up now for Tampa Bay. Less than a minute in here till the third period. Tampa Bay needs a goal to tie this one up. Tampa Bay 0 for 4 tonight. 3 for 17 on the series. The face-off. One back then by Montreal. Newhook will get it back and dump it all the way back into the Tampa Bay zone. Vasilevsky. Back over then for Radish. Radish will drop it back then for Braden Point. Carried through center then for Kucherov. Point. Up top then for Hagel. Hagel to Radish. Right side then for Gensel. Down low Kucherov. Kucherov below the line. Up top Gensel. Gensel to Kucherov. A shot denied there in front. Kucherov gets it back below the line. Up top Gensel. Gensel to Kucherov. Pass back to Radish. Radish to Gensel. Down low Kucherov. Gensel holds the top of the circle. Jake Gensel. Down low Kucherov. Pass over. They score! Brandon Hagel again! We are tied. Power play goal for Brandon Hagel, assisted by Kucherov and Gensel. And don't look now. We are suddenly tied. And a loud refuse suck chant here in Montreal. What do I think this series will go to? I think it goes to 6 games. Maybe 7. There's no way it ends in 5. I'll be very disappointed if it ends in 5. Brandon Hagel with the game-tying goal here early into this third period. We are tied. Hudson, back to Doc. Kirby Doc will dump it down low, offsides at 18-13. This game's sounding a lot like the Wild and Stars game. Yep, it really is. It really is, Goku. I agree. Face-off coming up here now outside of the Tampa Bay zone. It's Doc versus Cirelli. Doc will win the draw. Hudson will dump it down low then into the Tampa Bay zone. Chernak, right side to Lilleberg. On the right side, Texier. Broken up by Eric Chernak. Boldu. Corner then for Doc. Chernak will get it back. He'll fall down low to the boards. Trying to get this one free down low on the right side. Texier clears it around behind the net, then up top for Hudson. Hudson fires it, and that one goes wide there. On the right side, getting it back then is Perry. Fighting alongside Lane Hudson. Cleared back to center, Gergensons. Battling now with Gooley as it slides back down low. Jake Evans will grab it back behind the net then for Montreal. Evans to Gooley. Gooley. Behind the net then. We'll play it up top then for Evans. Evans to Anderson. Grabbed back by Gooley, who will play it to center. Broken up then by Tampa. Gonzalez will dump it down low into the Montreal zone. Gage Gonzalez battling forward on the right side then with Anderson. Radish fighting forward there as well. Tie up then on the right side. James' a shot is blocked. Gooley in the corner, back over for Struble. Struble off the boards then to center. Evans will dump it back down the other way into the Tampa Bay zone. Vasilevsky cross-ice pass then to Dominic James. James through center with speed, back over to Moser. J.J. Moser chipped off the boards then. Gord battled for it on the right side. Puck slides back down low. Gooley fighting with Gensel. Behind the net then, back with it is Struble. Caulfield, cross-ice pass then to Slavkovsky. Off the boards with speed now with Suzuki. Suzuki cleared back to center. Now Xhekaj back down low then for Matheson. Montreal will regroup now in their own zone. Matheson dumps it into the Tampa zone. McDonough fighting with Caulfield. Right side then, Chernak gets it back. Dumps it to center. And here comes Cirelli. Cirelli will dump it around behind the net then, back for Gensel. Gensel, pass in front. Broken up there by Montreal. Slavkovsky will get it back to center. Puck will slide into the Tampa Bay zone, no icing. About 5 minutes gone here in this third period. We are tied at 2 apiece. Demidov. And a whistle blown dead, power play. Or no, offsides. Sorry. Offsides. I had a brain fart. I saw Daniel's chat and I had a brain fart. My bad. My apologies. 15-11 left to go. It's an offsides against Tampa Bay. Face-off coming up here now. It's going to be outside of the Montreal zone. Denault versus Point. Face-off is won back by Tampa. Radish through center, gets around the D. Radish knocked off that puck. Anderson takes it back. Anderson will chip it back to center. Radish over then for Point. Braden Point's got some speed. 3-on-2 for Tampa. Hagel into the zone. Hagel looks. Kucherov in front. Fires it wide. Matheson ahead then for Anderson. Josh Anderson then for Denault. Denault will dump it down low. Poke checked weather by Vasilevsky. Anderson fighting with Point. Down low in the corner now, Moser. Moser around the boards then for Brandon Hagel. Cross-ice pass to Radish and tip back down low into the Montreal zone. Carrier. Back behind the net then for Matheson. Matheson will chip it off the boards and head for Newhook. Alex Newhook dumps it down low. Demidov now fighting forward with Lilleberg. Up top, Hudson. Back down low then for Kapanen. Oliver Kapanen behind the net then for Demidov. Demidov, who was tied up there with Lilleberg in the corner. Trying to get that one free down low. Up top, Cooley. We'll dump it around behind the net then. Back over. Kapanen to Hudson. Kapanen right side. Can't shoot that puck. Gooley a shot. And that one goes wide. Another chance by Gooley is blocked. And Tampa will force it back to center. Hudson on the right side. Stolen back to by the Bolts. Kucherov comes in. Poke checked away by Hudson. What a defensive play by Lane Hudson. Newhook dumps it down low. Now Gooley battling forward with McDonough. Ryan McDonough now down low in the corner. Suzuki gets it back for Montreal. Up top, Carrier is shot. Goes wide, rebounds in front. They jab at that puck. Slavkovsky brings it back up. Carrier to Suzuki, a drive. And that one's blocked. Caulfield around now behind the net then for Carrier. Up top, Suzuki. Back down low, Caulfield. Carrier Fighting with Caulfield down low in the corner. McDonough hit at the line there, kept in by Slavkovsky. Slavkovsky to Caulfield. In front, Suzuki goes wide. Oh my goodness. Kucherov feeds it then for Hagel. Brandon Hagel will clear it back down low into the Montreal zone. Matheson will get it back then for the Habs. Suzuki. Cross ice pass. Puck is chipped all the way back into the Tampa Bay end. Radish fighting with Texier. A little over 12 minutes to go here in this third period. We are still tied. McDonough dumped into the Montreal zone for an icing at 12:05. We will step aside. Shots are 17-16 in favor of Tampa Bay. Not a whole lot of shots here in this third period. But we are tied at 2. Stay tuned for Oilers and Ducks coming up here very, very soon. It said that puck drops at 10 o'clock. I don't know why you just don't make the game at 10. Why do you have to make it at 9:30? Face-off one back then by the Bolts. Gensel will flip it to center. Jackeye grabs it then for Montreal. Will clear it back down low. Struble in his own end. Struble back to Jackeye. Now Jaden Struble will carry this one through center. Gives it back then for Jackeye. And Montreal will dump it down low into the corner. Lilleberg backhands it off the boards. Then McDonough to center. Racing for now is Paul. Paul into the zone, fighting now with Jackeye. Arbor Jackeye will backhand it around now behind the net. Paul here in the corner. Down low now, Max Crozier. Back to Paul. Grabbed back by Nick Paul behind the net. Paul will bank it off the boards, back down low. Gergensen's now fighting with Boldu. Perry throws it back up top. Cross ice pass then to Crozier. Crozier a shot. Denied there. Struble trying to clear, kept in by Crozier. Gergensen's will dump it around behind the net, then back to Struble. On the right side, Boldu battling forward, then kept up by Tampa Bay. Gergensen fires it. That one goes wide. Rebound will slide back up top. Gergensen's the Crozier. Lilleberg. Behind the net then for Perry. Corey Perry below the line then for Tampa. They've hemmed these Habs in here for a while. Boldu will finally flip it to center. Crozier looks. Cross ice pass then for Bjorkstrand. Bjorkstrand battling for it down low now with Hudson. Gonzalez. Pass back over then for James. Dominic James now on the right side. Over then for Chernak. Hudson steals it back from Montreal to center. Texier will try and chip it down low now. Chernak battling for it. And played back down low. Halfway through the third period. Chernak gets it back then for Tampa. They will dump it down low into the Montreal zone. Hudson plays it off the boards to center. Bjorkstrand will come back and regroup in his own end. Radish fighting with Evans on the right side. Now Mike Matheson regroups here in the Montreal zone. Matheson chipped off the boards then for Slavkovsky. Broken up then by Tampa. Here's Gensel with speed. 2-on-2. Gensel trying to put it through his legs. He's high-sticked. And that'll be a penalty against Montreal yet again. Power play coming up for Tampa Bay. After they tied the game on the power play, they will get a chance to take the lead. Thank you all for tuning in. We are 26 likes away from 100 likes here on this commentary. Be sure to like the stream down below. Power play coming up for Tampa Bay right after this commercial break. Thank you all for tuning in. I greatly appreciate it. Subscribe down below if you're new. Like the stream as well. It helps out with the engagement, brings more people into the wonderful commentary. We are 35 subs away, basically. 35 subs away from 6,300. Horrible time to take a penalty. Yep. Voice sounds good tonight. Thank you, Douglas. Yeah. I don't know what it is. I've been commentating so much. I don't know if my voice has just gotten used to it. But I haven't really had any problems with my voice since like Thursday. I was good on Friday. I was good all day yesterday. And we've been live all day today. And I'm still feeling good. So I'll take it. Power play coming up here now for Tampa Bay. A little over halfway through period number 3. The faceoff coming up here now in the Montreal zone is won back by the Lightning. Radish to Kucherov, a shot. And that one goes just wide. Montreal steals it back and clears it down the other way. Vasilevsky will give it up then for Darren Radish. Radish for Point. Braden Point now through center, back to Kucherov. Gooley on the right side. Kucherov dumps it around behind the net, then back over for Newhook, who will try and clear. He'll get it to center successfully. Radish. Cross ice pass to Hagel. Hagel to Kucherov. Kucherov fires it. He fanned on the puck. Turnover forced. It's Evans, shorthanded. Evans with Newhook. Evans passed down low, denied by Vasilevsky. And a massive hit in the corner. As Hagel was as Kucherov was laid out by Evans. Oh my Lord. Lost for words. This place just went silent. The trainer has come out to see if Kucherov's okay. Kucherov just got laid out. Yes, we will be live for the Ducks game, Douglas, later on tonight. We'll be live for the Ducks game later on tonight. I need to see this replay. I didn't see it exactly very well. And they're going to review this for a major penalty. Oh, boy. They're going to review this for a major penalty. Yeah, he cross-checked Kucherov, and St. Louis is in disbelief. And this might be a major. Here's the call. And they call it a 2-minute minor for cross-checking on Evans. Cooper is appalled. Oh, my Lord. 5-on-3 for Tampa Bay. It will not be a 5-minute major. With the look that Marty St. Louis gave, I think St. Louis thought it would be a major himself. I think St. Louis thought it was a major. Face off here now, won by Tampa. Radish to Gensel. 5-on-3 now for Tampa Bay. Gensel at the point, poke check by Montreal. Darren Radish now will drop it back then for point. 5-on-3 for another 50 seconds. Radish up top to Kucherov. Kucherov, who is okay. Radish a shot, saved by Dovich. Rebound's there. They jab at that puck, and it stays covered. Thought it was loose for a moment. All right. Face-off coming up again now in the Montreal zone. Kucherov. Down low then Gensel to Kucherov. Kucherov to Radish. Passes kind of blocked there by Suzuki. Kept in though by Tampa. Kucherov. Down low to Gensel. 20 seconds to go on the 5-on-3. Point. Right side. Montreal being aggressive. Suzuki will intercept that puck and clear it the other way. Wow. Montreal being aggressive. Point. Into the zone. Braden Point up top then for Radish. Radish to Kucherov. Waits. Down low then Gensel. Gensel pass in front. In the crease. Saved by Dobish. And cleared away. That's it for the first penalty. 5-on-4 for another 40 seconds. Point. Down low then broken up by Montreal, who will dump it down the other way. Radish. Back for Perry. Corey Perry off the boards then for Kucherov. Perry in front. Denied as he slams. I think that was Carrier to the ground. Here's Matheson. 3-on-2 for Montreal. Cross-ice pass to Denault. They missed the pass. Kucherov trying to steal that one back. Radish will dump it around behind the net. That will do it for the Tampa Bay 5-on-3. What a kill by Montreal. This place is on their feet right now. Carrier. Back ahead then. Hit off the puck. Demidov comes in. Denied by Vasilevsky. And cleared away by Tampa. Gooley. Right side down low in the corner. Yanni Gord. Backhands it off the boards to center. Hudson. In his own end. Right side now Josh Anderson. Who will dump it down low here into the Tampa Bay end. Emil Lilleberg. Right side then for James. James down low to McDonough, who will try and clear. Kept in then by Hudson. Lane Hudson. Down low. Gooley pass in front. It was in the crease there, but cleared away. Lilleberg. Right side then recovered by Gonzalez. McDonough. Back down low in the corner up top then for James, who's knocked off the puck by Caden Gooley. What a hit. The Bell Center is going nuts. 5.5 minutes to go here in this third period. Chernak on the right side will clear it to center. Hudson back off the boards then for Suzuki. Tipped in the air and back down low to the Lightning zone. Braden Point. Cleared to center then now Eric Chernak. Chernak will gain the line. He's reverse hit there by Suzuki. Kucherov. Right side. Moser to Kucherov. Shot on. He scores! It was tipped in front by Brandon Hagel again. It's 3-2 Lightning. Are you kidding me? Shot on. He scores! It was tipped in front by Brandon Hagel again. It's 3-2 Lightning. His 6th goal of the series. Brandon Hagel with his 6th goal of the series with 4:53 to go in the third period. And Tampa Bay has taken a 3-2 lead here late in the third. Unbelievable. 4:53 left to go here in regulation. The Lightning have taken the 3-2 lead. Face-off at center is won back by the Lightning. Chernak tries to clear it down the other way, battling for it now on the right side. Cirelli will dump it down low, and the puck goes out of play. Oh, my Lord. Brandon Hagel ties the game and gives them the lead. 3-2 Tampa Bay, heading into the latter stages of period number 3. It is not over yet. Thank you all for tuning in. I greatly appreciate it. Subscribe down below if you're new. Like the stream as well. It helps out with the engagement, brings more people into the wonderful commentary. We are 35 subs away from 6,300. Don't forget, later on tonight, Ducks and Oilers. Round 1, Game 4. No matter when this stream ends, we'll go live for that. Thank you, Douglas. I appreciate it, brother. Doing the best I can. It makes it better when the game is good. Shots 2018 here in favor of Tampa Bay. Be sure to like the stream as well. We're at 84 likes, 16 likes away from 100. Awesome. You guys have given me so much support today. I greatly appreciate it. Tampa Bay leads Montreal 3-2. Here as we head into the later stages of period number 3, the faceoff is going to come, I believe, in the neutral zone. The last third period go-ahead goal by the Lightning was in Game 5 of the Stanley Cup Final back in 2022. 4 years ago. I almost said 3 years ago. It was 4 years ago. Face-off won by the Habs in their own zone. Now Evans will carry it through center. Anderson fighting with Moser. Down low now in the corner, Denault. Behind the net then for Evans. Puck is cleared back up top then for Mike Matheson. Matheson to the right side in the corner now battling for it was Evans. Evans gets knocked off that puck. Kucherov will flip it to center. Hagel slams Carrier into the ground, but Carrier gets it down low. Radish behind the Tampa Bay net. 4 minutes to go. Poke check to center. Evans will dump it back down low. 4 minutes to go here in regulation. Tampa leads Montreal 3-2. Evans to Gord. Cleared all the way back into the Montreal zone. Matheson for Gooley. Caden Gooley now will carry it through center off the boards then for Slavkovsky. Slavkovsky. Cross ice pass for Hudson. Hudson to Caulfield. Slavkovsky. Pass down low is broken up. Suzuki on the right side, battling forward then with Chernak. Here come the Lightning. Gensel through center. Knocked off that one by Gooley in the corner. Right side now, Lane Hudson. Gets it back for Montreal. Behind the net now, Gooley throws it to center. Cole Caulfield. Ahead then for Suzuki. Suzuki loops it back around up at the point. Cross ice pass then for Carrier. Keep an eye out for Jakub Dobush. They will try and pull him. Tampa Bay will flip it back to center. Hagel with some room fires it, and his stick shatters. Here's Suzuki on the right side. Through center now, Carrier will flip it down low. Carrier behind the net now fighting with Moser. Right side then Kucherov. Back to Matheson. Poke checked away by Boldu. And a whistle blown dead at 2:33. And I think a power play is coming up for Montreal. Oh my lord. Power play coming up for Montreal. And guess who? Nikita Kucherov for slashing. So it'll be a Montreal power play with 2.5 minutes to go. And I imagine they will pull the goaltender. We will step aside one last time. Power play coming up for the Habs. Three-two. Tampa Bay. Shots are 20-18 in favor of Tampa. Things are getting really interesting here in these last couple minutes. Thank you all for tuning in. Subscribe down below if you're new. Like the stream as well. It helps out with the engagement. We are at 87 likes. Montreal power play as we return from commercial break. Seem like all Nikitas are taking stupid penalties. Learn to be more control. Yep, power play for Montreal. We will see if they pull Dobish. Hudson, right side to Suzuki. Up top, Hudson. Hudson back to Caulfield. Caulfield, below the line. Cole Caulfield up top to Hudson. Pass over, Demidov, a drive. And that one goes out of play. Just so I have it, just in case. Just so it's ready to go. In case I have to. They will do the draw again here now in the Tampa zone. Cirelli versus Boldu. And Cirelli's stick is broken. They'll get a new one. Montreal, 5 of their goals in this series have come on the power play. Cirelli versus Suzuki. The faceoff is won back by Montreal. Hudson to Demidov. Down low, Slavkovsky. Slavkovsky pass over in the crease. It's in front. Glove by Vasilevsky. He'll cover up. Now 2:07 to go. Keep an eye out for Dobish. Don't forget, Oilers and Ducks coming up here in just a moment. That game is ready to get started here soon. Oilers and Ducks, round 1, game 4, starting in about 5 minutes or so. So we'll miss a little bit of that, waiting for this one to conclude. Face off in the Tampa Bay end. Cirelli versus Suzuki. Face off is won back by Montreal. Hudson can't keep it in. And it's offsides. Oh, Lane. 1:30 to go on the Habs power play. Now they have to win the draw, get it back into the offensive zone, and score. Face off here now is won back then by Montreal. Hudson for Demidov. Hudson will dump it down low. Vasilevsky has not to play that puck. Keep an eye out for Dobish. He has not yet been pulled. Suzuki. Right side to Hudson. Hudson to Caulfield. Caulfield up top then to Hudson. They will pull Dobish. 6-on-5. Caulfield. Right side to Hudson. Suzuki. Waits. Suzuki up top to Hudson. Hudson then for Suzuki. Down low now, Cole Caulfield. Suzuki fires it. And glove by Vasilevsky. Yeah, Habs were up 2-0. The Bolts came back. Montreal's going to call their timeout. Anaheim and Edmonton is underway. I will end this stream and start a new one once this game is over. Again, Anaheim and Edmonton, round 1, game 4, coming up in just a moment. I will end this stream and start a new one. If this game even ends in the third. It may not. Oh, man. All right, empty net for Montreal. They are done with their timeout. They still have a power play for 51 more seconds. Studio update on Oilers versus Anaheim. Cabinet opens up the scoring in Game 4. Face-off. One back then by Montreal. Hudson to Suzuki. Bell Center slowly gets on their feet. Caulfield to Suzuki. Suzuki right side. Suzuki up top then for Hudson. Hudson to Suzuki. Waits. Fires it wide. Demidov up top to Hudson. Hudson to Suzuki. Hudson to Demidov. And that one goes wide. Caulfield to Suzuki. Last minute of play in regulation. Puck slides to center. Hagel grabs the puck for the hat trick. And just wide. 40 seconds to go. 10 seconds remaining on the power play. Hudson through center. Carries it in now behind the net. Lane Hudson. Up top, Demidov. At the point, Slavkovsky to Suzuki, a shot. And that one goes out of play. What a block by J.J. Moser. Fix my screen here super quick. Still 6-on-5. Face-off in the Tampa Bay zone. It's a tie-up. Suzuki. Back down low, up top, Hudson. Hudson waits, pass over. Blocked. By the net then McDonough. Back over to Hagel, battling for on the right side. 15 seconds to go. Hudson a shot. That one's blocked in the crease. They jab at it. Caulfield fans on it. Kucherov gets it back to center. 5 seconds left. And Tampa Bay will tie the series at 2. Final score, Tampa Bay 3, Montreal 2. And it is a best of 3 series heading back to Tampa on Wednesday. Brandon Hagel with 2 goals in the third to tie the game and win the game. And the Bolts tie the series up. Massive win here for Tampa Bay. Okay, that will do it for me. Thank you all so much for tuning in. I greatly appreciate it. We're going to get ready for Oilers and Ducks coming up here now in just a moment. So be sure to tune in for that. Thank you all for watching. Subscribe down below if you're new. Like the stream as well. I will see you guys in the next stream.